welcome to the American Sports Connection. I'm your host, the one and only Joey Railroads. I'm here with my buddy Ryan Ennis. Ryan, how's it going, man?
Chilling, man. Can't really complain. Oh, I just found a bag of gummy bears, so things are very good.
That's not too bad. Hey, I don't think we've talked about this since last week. Have you played the Resident Evil 2 demo?
No. There's a Resident Evil 2 demo?
Yeah, it dropped last week.
I have not.
It's from what I've been seeing and reading, it's a one shot, 30 minutes, and that's it.
Huh.
Like, just to entice you to, like, check out the game.
Oh, okay. Resident Evil 2 demo.
Because I think it drops next week, the game. Don't quote me, but I've watched some. I've become one of those people that watches people play video games, and the graphics look phenomenal.
Oh yeah, you only have 30 minutes to. Interesting.
Personally, my favorite Resident Evil was 3.
I like the old Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
In the house, yeah.
I'm curious to see how they do this one.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's been a while since I played.
Because I haven't played it, but I watched people play 7, and 7 looked really good.
I think 6 was the last one I played.
Because 7 was the one in the house in the bayou.
I don't remember. Oh, yeah, I have that. I just never finished it.
Yeah, okay. I thought that looked really good.
No, I've been playing Just Cause the last couple of days.
I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, it's Just Cause 3. It's basically, it's like it's a crazy action shooter kind of game, but it's like you have a grappling hook and you can grapple up, but it's like a real grappling hook, meaning like you could shoot it and then reel yourself in. But with that grappling hook, you can shoot these tether things. So it's like you could shoot one on the floor and then to a helicopter, and then reel it in and pull the helicopter down.
Interesting.
Bro, there's so much shit you could do. So I've been trying to challenge myself doing different things, clear an entire base without shooting anything, just by using my tether to blow things up, because you have to go blow up things. But bro, you could blow up entire bridges, like roads that go over water. You could just blow up big earth movers. It's crazy, bro.
It sounds it.
So yeah, it's free through Xbox Game Pass, which is like the Netflix of video games.
Is it really?
Yeah, there's hundreds of games you could download so long as you have an active Game Pass.
How much are the active Game Passes now?
I got 1 month for $1, but otherwise it's $10 a month or $20 for 3 months, and it's completely worth it.
That doesn't sound terrible. It's kind of like what PlayStation was doing with all their games.
Yeah, like perfect example. Today or yesterday or the day before, the Lego Movie game came out for free, like to play. So it's another Lego game, but of the Lego Movie.
That's why I love those games.
So do I.
They're so much fun.
Yeah, and there's a lot of replayability to it. So the fact that I got it for free makes it even better.
Oh yeah, I was doing the one with Little Man. It only took me an eternity. I completed it at 100%.
There you go.
So I forgot to ask you this off air. What is New York City getting tomorrow? Are they getting snow?
To be honest, I don't know. I believe so, because my wife said that it could be bad tomorrow. but I really haven't watched because I really have no need to go out. So
Yeah, we're supposed to get a lot of rain. Ours is mostly rain because I'm closer to the coast.
well, yeah, we're right by the water. I mean, like where I grew up was right on the coast between New York and New Jersey.
Huh. Well, they said we're supposed to get like close to 2 inches of rain.
That's crazy.
And then go from like 50 degrees to like 8. Yes,
Why?
yes, you heard me
now?
right.
It's 50 for you right now?
No, tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be like 50 degrees at one point and then drop to like 8.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I said, fuck that. But before we get rolling tonight, don't forget to check out our social media stuff, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at ASC Pods. You can find our entire library on B Plus Player Radio. Find them on Twitter at B Plus Radio. Check out their sponsors as well over at Audible. You can get a 30-day free trial on Audible using audibletrial.com/B+players and check out what they have on there. And don't forget to check out our sponsors over at Too Sweet Magazine. Find them on Twitter at 2TOO Sweet Mag. I slowed down for a second because I couldn't remember the damn link.
Oh boy.
I was like, what the hell is it again? That's why I started slowing my words down.
Well,
thanks, Dean. He said to stay safe tomorrow.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
A lot of stuff been going on this week in the world of wrestling.
Yeah, it's been another interesting, active week. People wanting out. Still talk about what's going on, where Omega's going to end up. It's been active this week.
Here's the one I wanted to bring up, and I just will start with this because I was just reading about it as we were talking off air. The Lucha Underground stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, like, I don't know how long their contracts are signed for.
Hang on, because I just read the thing they have is there's a clause. Hang on, I'm trying to find it. It says that they're prohibiting talent from working for other top promotions for 9 months after the last episode of the season airs on the El Rey network.
That's crazy.
Apparently that's like the clause in their contracts.
And has the finale aired?
I don't know, because I haven't been watching.
I think it has. And I think it's been a couple of months, but still, I mean, I don't know if suing would do anything, because by the time it gets heard, it's going to be after 9 months, if I know anything about lawsuits.
Yeah, and I was going to say, not to mention, the other thing is, Lucha and El Rey seem like they're in no hurry to film a new season.
That's something that a lot of them may have some like leg room with, because the fact they don't seem to want to be like, for people who are signed for,
yeah, like they have no desire to like get it going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like, how are you expecting people to make money if you're not willing? You know what I mean?
Absolutely, because theoretically you could tie somebody up in a contract for like 18 months.
If not longer, yeah.
Because I know, you know him as Killshot, Shane Strickland. He just posted, I think it was this week, that he is officially a free agent.
Huh, interesting.
So that'll be interesting to see what becomes of him and where he goes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. WWE shown interest in him?
Yes. Because the big rumor was that he had already signed, but had to wait until his Lucha deal expired. But I haven't heard much more, more after that.
Well, good for him then.
Yeah, dude's crazy talented.
I mean, I can understand why some of those caveats were put in the beginning.
Yeah, when you're first starting out.
Yeah, and it's also like, how do I put it? Like, in any way, regardless if that show was going to fail or not, it was going to get eyes on people and make them worth more money. You know what I mean?
Totally. I think if you were going to do that, you would put contracts like that on only certain talents while they're, I guess you would say at like an entry level before they've really exploded.
Yeah.
To kind of protect yourself.
Well, yeah, you have to make sure that people aren't going to get themselves super duper over and then just leave. There, especially with it being taped, but things have changed. I don't think these people should be locked into these ridiculous contracts, especially with how the wrestling world has changed in the last, say, 2 years.
Oh, absolutely. Because there's so much more work out there.
Yeah. And there's going to be, there's more eyes on it now. There's going to be a lot of change coming if it's not just, like, promotions, just because they want to change SmackDown.
That's going to be interesting when that happens.
Well, now UFC's officially off of
FS1.
Yeah, and that is actually, I'm pretty certain tomorrow is the start of the fight nights on Fox Sports 1, because I think that's why they're having the title fight that they're having, because I keep seeing commercials for this will be the first of many UFC fight night that are only available to people with ESPN Plus.
Yeah, that's going to be weird.
Well, I'm pretty certain that's why they came up with a new belt that I know you're not necessarily fond of.
It just looks weird to me.
No, bro, you're completely entitled to your opinion.
Oh no, when I looked at it, I was like, wow, that's kind of.
Yeah, it's. I like the fact that it's different, but like I told you, I don't know if it's because of the fact that there's so many hard angles on it, like corners and stuff, like for the octagon, because it's not really something you've ever really seen.
No.
Other than fucking Jeff Hardy's weird, which I love.
Oh, the Willow belt.
The Immortal belt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I happen to absolutely love that belt, but I'm on the fence with this one. I do like the fact that it looks more like a boxing belt than a wrestling belt.
Yeah.
And it's more of a legitimate sport. Like, I like the colors on there, and apparently the colors are supposed to represent, I think, the most influential nations in UFC.
Okay.
There are side plates that will be changed out that will have people's name on it, and I believe the weight class.
I like that.
This could be some personalization to it, but I like the fact that it's just different from what you're used to seeing. If
That's
you see,
fair.
I don't think. I think it's a concept that will grow on me over time, because I looked at it at first and I'm like, man, I had a strong reaction to it, but I didn't know whether it was a good or bad, if that makes sense.
I would like to see, X amount of months down the road, how many more ESPN Plus subscribers they got with UFC going on there.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Because I know not a lot of people are thrilled or happy with the ESPN Plus thing.
What exactly is ESPN Plus?
From what I understand, it's just like a service that you pay for, almost like a WWE network.
See, I guess it would come down to what is being shown exclusively on that. If it's like, I don't know, if the NFL Network was part of it, I could understand. But if you're gonna have like local market teams on there, that's when I have a problem with it.
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up now. It says this is what it says on Wikipedia. ESPN Plus is an over-the-top video streaming service subscription service. It's $4.99 a month. Which offers such as combat sports, college sports, cricket, rugby, union soccer, hockey, Major League Baseball, out of market games. Yeah, that doesn't really sound so hot.
It's only $5 a month.
Yeah. It says as of September of this past year, they have over 1 million paying subscribers.
I mean, if you happen to really like an out-of-market team.
Yeah, I could see doing that.
I mean, or if you were like a die-hard hockey fan, like the same way like you try to watch multiple football games every week during football season, like this may not be bad. I mean, if you were international, and you like, Major League Soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I have a problem if they're going to start putting in-market games on there.
It says here, the fight nights, it says preliminaries for 10 live UFC on ESPN Fight Night events per year will be on there.
Yeah, see, that's not bad. I mean, and then it seems like they have the entire library of ESPN films, 30 for 30.
It says here Dana White's going to have a show on there.
I mean, it's for $5 a month, I don't see a problem with that at all. So, again, it's all going to hinge on the fact of, are in-market games going to cost people extra? And that's when I have a problem. If I live in New York, I shouldn't be paying to see the Giants or the Jets play.
No, or any team in your area, for that matter.
Yeah, no. That's my point. I mean, it's I shouldn't be paying to see.
No, I 1000% agree with you. But let's keep it rolling here. Some other news I wanted to touch on is some new signings from Ring of Honor. Did you hear about this?
I heard one guy, his name is Rush?
Yes.
Okay.
Super talented guy. WWE was really interested in him.
And apparently was talked out of it by
Almas.
Almas, yeah.
Him and Rush are like best friends.
Yeah, there's has there been anybody else signed with them?
Yes.
Whom else?
TJ Black.
TJ or PJ?
TJ.
Okay,
who used to be Justin Gabriel.
PJ Black. I mean, I guess they're calling him TJ, but his name is PJ.
Yeah, they're calling him TJ.
Okay.
And Tracy Hot Sauce Williams.
No idea who Tracy Hot Sauce Williams is.
He's a former Evolve tag champ.
Oh, okay.
I'm familiar with him. I've seen him wrestle quite a few times. He's really talented.
Oh, that's good then. So
it'll be interesting because they're starting to reshape their roster.
Ring of Honor?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of companies are kind of in a rebuilding mode. Like New Japan definitely is now.
Yeah, well, I call it this is the year of signing everybody to contracts.
Yeah, I mean, it may very well be. I know they've been trying for the last couple of years to sign as many people as possible to longer term contracts, and now that piece of reporting this week said that WWE is going as far as telling certain people that they will match any offer from any other company, and in some cases will double it on the if they sign on the spot.
Now, I wanted your opinion on this. Does that sound like they're kind of nervous about AEW?
Well, I want to be very clear with something. Until I have some kind of confirmation that is true, because if they're willing to pay somebody $100,000 a year, or if say Ring of Honor is willing to pay $100,000 a year, I don't see WWE shelling out $200,000 a year.
I don't either.
I don't know how much I believe all of that, and that's not me being cynical. I definitely believe that there's things that WWE is doing. I don't think doubling people's salary is one of them.
I just think they're trying to lock everybody down.
Now, I did hear about a weird caveat that was in the Bucks and Cody's contract, and that basically said is they had a 6-month out clause.
Which I've never heard of.
Yeah, no. For those of you who don't know what that means, if they didn't like what was going on in 6 months, they could void their contract within 6 months.
Which I've never, ever heard of.
Yeah, and they were going to have their own show on the network. You know, they're going to make Being the Elite a weekly show. But, look, man, it's like we said last week. This is an opportunity, you know, for us to... No, for them to start something new and really build a future and try to give the fans something different, something that, you know, really may be successful.
I agree. It's going to be interesting, to say the least. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, so am I. I mean, it can't be bad to have more competition.
I'm trying to find it. Okay, here it is. The another person they had signed or is rumored to sign with them. I've seen him wrestle a few times. Is a guy. Hold on, I want to make sure I get his name right before I say it. Is a guy on the indie scene named Jungle Boy.
Okay.
They're going to sign him. The interesting thing that actually hasn't come out until recently is it's Luke Perry's kid.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I did hear that then. Yeah, that is weird. But apparently he's been working out in Cali for a little while now.
Like,
so
I found out last night, he's been wrestling for like 6 years. And I've seen him a few times, and from what I've seen with him, he's fantastic.
So good for him then.
Yeah, I just was like, well, that's cool that they're kind of grabbing someone that you're not like super familiar with and kind of making them their own.
Yeah. I do want to put one little caveat to the statement I said before about me not explicitly believing it.
Yeah.
I think there could be examples of where they may be willing to overpay for people, but I don't think it's really that many. I don't think there's that many of them left that aren't signed.
There's
you know what I mean?
one person in particular I think they would do it for that's coming up.
Who? Omega?
Styles.
No, I'm talking about somebody who's well, yeah, him. I'm talking about somebody not in the company already,
Oh,
because
okay.
that report was about indie wrestlers. It wasn't, I mean, of course they're gonna throw, they probably buy him a new house if.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's just good business to keep AJ Styles around. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
No, I absolutely because the rumor was his deal is done after WrestleMania.
I don't see him walking away from the company. I
Oh, I
just don't.
can't. I really don't.
I mean, they made him a champion for a year. I mean, like, I'm sure he made more money this past year than most of his career in TNA. I don't mean that to knock TNA. It's just,
It's a
it's,
fact.
it probably is a fact. I would be surprised to hear otherwise. But then again, he was also very, paid very well in TNA. But
Who knows?
yeah, I'm sure he made more money this year than he has in a very long time.
Oh,
Like that,
definitely. On merch
I
alone, I would say.
on merchandise, on exposure, yeah, I'm pretty certain. He's constantly on, like, he has like a sub show on Xavier Woods Gaming channel called Retro Styles, where he goes into like gaming stores in these different cities that have all this old merch, because he's really like a gaming head.
Yeah, hardcore gamer.
Um, but yeah, no, it's just giving him a platform. I mean, it's all they have to do is make sure to give him the time off he's asking for, and I don't see that being a problem.
Not at all. Some other stuff we got to talk about is the rumors of people asking for releases from WWE.
Yeah, I've heard of 4 people.
Yeah, it's the Revival and Maria and Mike Kanellis.
Yes. Um, Apparently, the new stuff today is the Revival were asked to give them 90 days to show that things are actually changing.
Oh,
Which
wow.
kind of blew my fucking mind.
It's funny you mentioned this because Scott Dawson put up a tweet it was yesterday, and it's the infamous Rocky speech in Rocky 6.
I do not see Rocky 6.
It's basically like a pep up speech where and about like money isn't everything and all this type of thing, and then Ty Dillinger posted the same thing. Money isn't everything on Twitter.
Huh. Well,
Excuse me.
one of them, and I forget which one, had just recently, like, did you notice that on the gear it said hashtag FTR?
I didn't until after Raw was over.
I saw it when they came in, and I was like, I was trying to think of, like, what else could it mean? Like, did it ever mean anything in NXT? And I'm like, no. Apparently, one of them, right after the New Year.
It's the other one, Dash.
Was it Dash?
I'm pretty sure.
You know what I'm going to say? That he got the patent for it?
Yes.
Yeah, he, not patent, trademark. Yeah, he got the trademark for FTR, and I think a couple of variations.
Which could mean one of two things.
Oh, it means that he wants to make money off of it.
Well, yeah, that too. I meant there was two different meanings you could take from that. Because the one recently, and I don't think it's that, is FTR stood for Free the Revival.
Oh, no, FTR means fuck the Revival.
Yeah, exactly. From the Elite show.
Yes. But it's just curious that, because apparently when they asked for their release, they did it immediately after walking in the curtain from their segment Monday on Raw. Still in the gear and everything.
It makes me wonder if they've done that to try to get out and clear before AEW's first show in May.
Yeah, I mean, it's even if they have to wait, I really like in the grand scheme of things, I don't. Do you really want the payoff in the very beginning?
I do not.
So, I mean, it's like, it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world if it takes certain guys a little while to get there. I mean, I do think that they definitely need stuff to start, but I don't think they need... I don't know how to put it. I don't think you need all of that to start a company.
No, I know what you're saying. You don't need everything front and center the very first show.
They were able to put on All In with no help from a billionaire.
No?
So, there's a good chance that this really goes well. It starts to make new people. Because that's what the key of this is. That's the only way that they're going to be successful is continue keeping their finger on the pulse and having a way of getting new talent.
Making talent.
Yeah, finding a way to have access to new talent. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Here's the big question: Do you think WWE grants the releases?
I don't know.
I feel like they're not going to. Just because you say you want to get released doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. You don't also want to make it look like you're holding people hostage now that there is competition.
That too.
You don't want to make a big enough deal with people like, well, now what are you going to do with them?
It makes sense.
I mean, that's more of like a public image. Like, explain to investors all of this money on somebody that you're not using. Like, how are you recouping your money off of these people that you're spending all of the, my potential returns off of?
One person I can think of, and it might just be because they're so loaded down there, they haven't really used a lot recently, is Keith Lee.
Yeah, he just had a match with Cassius Ohno.
Okay, I take that back.
No, they've been doing small things. They just haven't made him a centerpiece yet. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think they could do more, but I think you're right. Like, look how long it took for them to really start with the War Raiders.
It took them a while.
Killian Dane married, what's her name?
Nikki Cross.
Yeah, so good on them.
Apparently they've been together for like over a decade.
Yeah.
Which I would have never known that in a million years.
I mean, it also makes sense, like, they're both Scottish wrestlers, and it's just like, when you're in the wrestling world, that seems to be, like, what people do, because how else...
I didn't want to say the popular thing to do, but it kind of is in the sense of you both have, like, the same interest and the same job, and...
Well, not even the same interest. It's you have the same lifestyle.
Yeah, that's fair. But you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. But then I think of somebody like Brock Lesnar, and I think of somebody like Sasha Banks or fucking the Cruiserweight video game player.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's... Yeah, I don't know.
Here's some news. I forgot to mention this to you earlier. I don't know if you had seen this. The WWE signed another international talent.
No, whom?
I'm going to try and pronounce his name and not butcher it.
Okay.
I think it's pronounced. It's Ija Dragunov.
No idea.
He was in Bola this past year.
Still have no idea who the fuck that is.
Yeah, I'll send you the match because apparently one of his matches that he had at PWG was like the match of the weekend. Apparently,
Oh, that's cool.
but he's a big German guy.
I was very happy to see Walter walk out last week.
Against Pete Dunne, like the stare down with Pete Dunne, hell yeah.
Yeah, you want to talk about that? That was a great show. I don't know how much of it you watched, but
Yeah.
that was one of the better wrestling shows that I've seen in a long time. Like just pure wrestling, no stupid gimmicky storyline. Fucking fans that cheer the ones they're supposed to cheer for. They have the heels that they can boo for.
Like Gibson.
Zach Gibson's my favorite shit in the world, bro. I think he's the best.
That was one of the funniest chants I've ever seen.
But take your shoes off if you hate.
Yeah.
If you hate Gibson, yeah. Oh, they were doing it again this time because the first time I seen it was during the UK tournament this past year. Yeah, no, I cracked up. I thought that was awesome.
I hope they let Walter be Walter.
I don't know, bro. Fucking looks like it.
Remember, and either you sent it to me or I sent it to you. He has the most vicious chops I've ever seen. The one when he chopped Zack Sabre Jr. almost out of his boots.
Yeah, there's a couple that I actually just like. There was a video I looked up. I don't know if I sent this to anybody, but it's him just basically chopping the fucking ever living shit out of people.
Well, the thing I always remember is when PCO started making his comeback. He wrestled Walter last year during WrestleMania week, and his chest was like purple by the end of the match.
Yeah, that man has hands of like stone. Because you could just hear it. You just absolutely hear it. It sounds like somebody setting off a firecracker.
It remind me of like a small gun going off.
Yeah. That's got to be awful. I can't even fathom what that must be like to sit there and have to, and take over and over and over again.
I think you would have to be like crazy, you know?
Like fucking him and Zack Sabre Jr. because they're friends in real life, but man, he beats the fuck out of Zack Sabre Jr.
Maybe that's why, because they always say when you're in there with your friends, you go harder.
Oh, absolutely. And then like Zack Sabre like kicks the shit out of him, and then like we'll like toy with him with his feet and like just kind of kick him around.
Yeah, we didn't get to talk about this last week, but apparently WWE, because they showed them last week, if I remember correctly, it was last week, the WWE Women's Tag Titles.
Oh yeah, they're pretty, bro.
They're really nice.
They're really nice belts.
Compared to remember the ones that were rumored to be the belts?
Vaguely, but yeah.
Oh my god, they were hideous.
No, when I seen it, I was like, oh man, those are some really good looking belts.
Now, the main thing I wanted to ask you about is what are your thoughts on them actually bringing back women's tag belts?
Truthfully, I think they could have been better served with like a women's mid-card belt, like a women's intercontinental title.
Yeah,
because there's no women's tag teams. Like, why would you create a tag team belt for? There's really no women tag teams. Like, yeah, it's okay, you could start a whole new division, or why don't you just keep what you have and give them a secondary title, so it's not a million women fighting after one singles title. Like, give at least multiple people a chance. You can have a champion, you could be building people. Instead of a fucking
I agree.
tag belt. I mean, I'm all for, like, equality. And, I think, like, there are women who are working that are the workhorses that may not draw as much, but Bayley should have a title.
Yeah.
Sasha,
They've really done, like, nothing with her.
Yeah, like, Asuka should have had a title before she became champion. Like what they did with Goldberg. Gave him a secondary title for a while.
Yeah. The whole Bayley thing annoys me because remember when she snapped on Sasha and the crowd loved it.
Yeah.
And then there was like nothing became of that.
No, you're right.
Personally, I'm not a fan of the titles just because I don't think they need another title. They already have enough titles. I don't mean women, I just mean titles in general.
Yeah, but I also don't think it's fair that the men have like 15 belts and to say like, well, the company has enough belts, so that's why the women
I understand. Yeah. No, that does make sense.
I mean, it's yes, more belts doesn't necessarily, it doesn't equate as good, but it's like if you're doing, I don't want to say weight classes and stuff like that, but gender you're gonna have to split up, and then if the women have 3 belts total now.
No, I get what you're saying.
That's really not that much.
So. Not at all.
It's just, I don't know. I want to see them with a secondary title instead of a tag title. I just don't see the point of a women's tag title.
Yeah, considering they like never ever really have tag matches.
That and the fact that Vince doesn't even like tag team wrestling. Like the males, like Shane
the males battles.
What?
I said that shows you how much they think of them.
Yeah, no. So yeah, they're obviously don't care much about them. A fucking 10-year-old kid won it at
WrestleMania.
Yeah. So see that a high priority on Vince's agenda.
So. Not at all. Did you see they announced another match for TakeOver what is it, Phoenix?
Yeah, the one with Johnny Gargano and Ricochet.
Yeah, hang on, I think there was another one that I'm forgetting. Bear with me, because I thought there was more. Yeah, they announced Riddle and Ono.
Okay. I don't want to say I would be super surprised if Ono actually got a win, but more than likely they're not going to do that.
He seems to be now as the guy that gets everybody ready.
He's the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
Which, while on TV he may bitch, I'm like, that's a position that like people know, like, you know what the fuck you're doing. Like, there's a reason why he's a gatekeeper. I'm sure he's being paid very well.
I was gonna say that's good money doing that.
So yeah, I would be very surprised if he wins, but not completely. Like, I don't know how else to put it.
No, I get what you're saying.
Because otherwise, everybody's just beating somebody who never wins.
Yeah. I just remembered we wanted to talk about this too, because you had brought it up about Dolph Ziggler.
Oh yeah, Ziggler was one of the other people who reportedly have been very unhappy with their contract, and he's opened up his own store through 1 Hour Tees. under his real name, Nick Nemeth. One is like the Nemeth brothers. It's him and his brother.
Interesting. And then the article I read was that he turned down a role as a producer.
Yeah.
And now I know he's on his comedy tour.
Yeah, I think, he also wants to start setting himself up to be doing things outside of wrestling, and he's been doing this for a while, so...
And you know how Vince is with outside stuff. He wants to get his hands in it.
I don't know about that. I mean, because a lot of guys have been doing stand-up. Not a lot of guys, but there have been guys doing stand-up, and Vince hasn't really said nothing about it.
That's true.
I guess as long as it just doesn't interfere with, their obligations.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, that's going to be interesting. I mean, I definitely, I am pretty certain by the end of 2019 he's in AEW.
Yeah. He's another guy that you could consider the gatekeeper.
Yeah, for the main roster.
Totally. Some other stuff I wanted to talk about too was what happened on Raw this week, where Braun gets stripped of his title shot and Finn Balor gets it.
I loved it. Apparently they weren't going to go with Braun versus Brock the entire time,
which is kind of interesting.
Well, they just thought that Braun versus Brock would sell better than Balor versus Brock.
Yeah.
Which, to me, blows my mind.
No, I agree. The thing that I was really impressed with was that Cena took the fall.
I'm pretty sure he's at the point now that, he doesn't give a fuck about, losing.
Oh,
so.
No, not at all. It was just cool to see Balor finally get that title shot.
I wholly think he's just going to take the title from Brock.
You do?
Mm-hmm. I know, and I probably sound ridiculous.
That would be pretty shocking.
I don't see why else they would have had the segment where Vince said what he did in the ring. Why this whole on-screen thing turns, because the whole backstage thing is Vince doesn't think Balor's big enough. And the fact that they said it on TV, leads me to believe that this potentially could be going somewhere. And the fact that he had to win 2 matches in one night in order to get to where he is.
Kind of like a Daniel Bryan thing?
Well, he had to beat Jinder. And then he won the multi-man match later on in the same evening. So, I mean, they may be doing that to try to get him over in the eyes of maybe fans who aren't sold on him yet. But I don't know. It seems like the crowd is pretty much
behind him.
Yeah, regardless of anything else. And I think that was mentioned in his promo. But no, it's entirely possible. If they're really changing, then they're going to take the title off of Brock.
Yeah, I was reading that Brock's been wanting to work with him for some time.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, another interesting tidbit. But I will say this, Brock isn't stupid. He knows who can go in there and make him look good and they can make money.
Yes. Yeah, no, and that's all Brock wants is to make money.
Lance says he thinks that it was kind of shady if that Brock versus Braun match was just to sell tickets, like a bait and switch.
Why? They did that exact same thing with Trish Stratus versus Alexa Bliss. The exact same thing, knowing that the entire time it was going to be a tag match.
Yeah, a lot of companies do that.
I mean, that was the exact thing that they did. Like, that should be of no surprise.
I'm actually excited for the Rumble.
Bro, I'm always excited for the Rumble. I
love the Royal Rumble. Like, me and Lance talk about this all the time. It's our favorite pay-per-view of the year.
Oh, me too. By far. And this year, you really don't know which way they're gonna go.
Like, no fucking idea.
Which makes it good. I mean, and it's kind of like that with the women too. Like, you won't really know until, like, the actual event happens.
Yeah, or like, you're down to the final four. You're like, okay, well, maybe it's this one or that one, or you know what I mean?
And I think that if Brock keeps the title, I think that could potentially be more that could potentially ruin the match more so than if Balor does. Because if Balor wins the title, what the fuck are they going to do at WrestleMania? It's going to be everybody's question. Like, who the fuck could win this?
Yeah, because my thinking always was that they were just going to let Balor have a match. He was going to lose to Lesnar, and then they were going to have Strowman win the Rumble and have him wrestle Brock at WrestleMania. But now, I don't know.
I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to put him in this role over, I never really thought you were big enough and blah, 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 blah. Like, whatever McMahon said. Like,
Lance said, at least we know Roman isn't going to win it this year.
Unfortunately not. I would like to see Roman win.
I hope he's doing well, but I agree with him in the sense of at least it's, we don't have to worry about that. It could be, you know what I mean? Like a whole fresh person.
Bro, what if at number 30 you hear Bennett, Dana?
Oh my God.
Dana.
People would lose their minds.
Yeah. I think I would pop big for it.
Now, what they should do is do that, but have like it be a heel or something and them come out to that music.
Oh no, you can't play that music unless he's coming back. That dude didn't just like leave with a kayfabe injury. That dude left with cancer. You can't fake that shit.
I know, it's bad.
Yeah, no. Let's not do this.
The other thing I'm curious is to see how the Rumble looks in a big stadium. They haven't really had the Rumble in a big time stadium in a while.
It's not even a football stadium, bro. It's a baseball stadium. They're going to be coming out of the dugout.
Yeah, that's why I was going to say it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be something different for sure.
Because I read that they're going to try to start doing this more.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how good it looks on television. If it looks packed, then this may be something that they do often. If it doesn't, this may be the only time we see this.
Because there was the other thing I read about, they wanted to try to do it for SummerSlam.
Huh.
But I was like, good luck with that, because that's right in the middle of baseball season, and football's just starting to get, ramped up, and you're going to have trouble getting, a stadium, let alone having people out in the summer heat like bacon.
Yeah, I think the heat is the bigger problem, because there are big venues in places that no longer have teams or have college stadiums.
Yeah.
And there's no college football on Sunday.
Or you could go somewhere that's cooler in the summer, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I don't know if an outdoor or there are dome stadiums. There are closed stadiums.
That too.
I mean, there's quite a few of those, and I'm pretty sure even if it's not isn't there another football league that isn't the NFL that is in this country?
Yes, it starts up right after this Super Bowl.
So yeah, I mean there's definitely fields to play on, so.
I wondered if they would go back to Minnesota, because Minnesota has a new dome stadium that they haven't used yet.
Huh. It's possible.
Because that was the big rumor that's where they were going for Mania this year.
Only people I heard saying that live in fucking Minnesota. I didn't hear anybody else make anything even close to that Like, I didn't hear anything about that. The only people I heard were people like, oh, why can't I come to Minnesota? Because that's the one I heard all the time was Minnesota, Minnesota, Minnesota. Ain't nobody want to go to Minnesota. There's no fucking international airport. It's in the middle of the country.
Well, especially in like March, you're not going to want to go there. It's cold.
Yeah, March, April, you could potentially not have planes coming in and out. No, it's a dumb idea. Like, granted, you were awesome for wrestling in the 70s. This is 2019. Nobody wants to go there when it's that cold out. Maybe for SummerSlam, I'm okay for SummerSlam.
That's a good
Mania.
point. Lance just said he thinks if they do another outside SummerSlam, they would do it in L.A., where in the new stadium that's being built out there.
Yeah, that's possible. I'm also not adverse to like a WrestleMania back in Canada.
You mean like Toronto?
Toronto, anywhere up there, bro. I mean, Canadian fans are typically fantastic, and I'm pretty sure that they got stadiums up there. I mean, they got the Canadian Football League.
No, that makes sense.
You know, like if you want a cool place to do SummerSlam, or a cooler place than it would be than doing it in like Atlanta down here.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, or just a dome stadium in Canada. Like it worked for Hogan Rock.
Yeah, that was one of the best SummerSlams in recent memory.
That was Mania.
Or Mania, I meant to say. It was 18, right?
Yes. That's almost half of them ago. Do you realize that?
Isn't that crazy?
That was 17 years ago. WrestleMania 18 was 17 years ago.
That makes me feel old.
You are old. But
because I was watching a thing on the network, the top 50 oh my god ECW moments, and I'm watching all these and I'm like, holy shit, this is in like 97. Holy shit, this is in like 99.
Yeah, 22 and 20 years, yeah.
Like, good lord. Oh, speaking of which, did you watch the Nigel Mcguinness thing on the network?
I did not.
I can't hear you, man.
I said I did not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I would check it out. It's really good.
I saw the one that, was it Cole Cabana did? Didn't Cole Cabana do something about Nigel McGuinness?
Yeah, he might be right.
I'm pretty sure he did. And I'm pretty sure I watched that because I saw some of it, like I had it on in the background, and I felt like I knew a lot of it. Like I know his story about how it was detected during like a physical to come into the WWE.
Yeah, about his arm.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, but Lance told me earlier they have a really good Mean Gene tribute on the network.
Let me tell you, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. That I saw.
Is it good?
Yeah. I if it's what I'm thinking of, I don't know how much of a tribute it was, as it was taking old stuff that, like, I think some of it was from his induction.
And kind of mashing it together. Yeah.
And then, of course, they played that one music video that they've been playing for him.
Yeah. Which was really well done, by the way.
I'm trying to think. There could have been more recently taped things, but it only happened so long ago that I don't know if they could have gotten all these people down in front of cameras.
Especially so soon.
Yeah, they may have taken stuff from Raw and SmackDown when people were talking about him and put it in. I forget, but like, you know, it wasn't bad. It was, you know, old stuff with, you know, him and Okerlund, and I mean him and Heenan, and just his jump to WCW they were talking about. But a lot of it had him talking too, which makes me believe that a lot of this had to have been from something else, because you can't be narrating your own.
Yeah. I was thinking the other day, I said, man, I was like, an entire generation remembers him as the WCW hotline guy.
Scheme Gene.
Yeah. Dial 1-900, I'll tell you all the news.
Yep, I crack up when I still see that.
Oh, it makes me laugh because I can't remember. He came back for something and he did that bit. Okay, it was a history of him from AWA to Legends House. You all right over there, Ryan?
Yeah. I'm trying to catch my breath.
Hey, take it easy.
Yeah, it's my vape.
I'm going to have to check that out, Lance.
I may have watched that because I heard something. God damn it. Sorry, I got hiccups. Hiccups are the worst.
Oh, dude. When I was sick in the hospital, I had them for like 2 weeks straight. I wanted to murder somebody.
Oh, I understand. Alright, I think I actually just got rid of them.
Yeah, no, that is the worst possible thing you can get.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, boy.
A
motherfucker.
I just started watching the stuff you were telling me about on the network where like they go to the I think it was Woods Goes to the Arcade.
Yeah.
That looks pretty fun. I hope they keep doing that.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to just drink water while holding my nose.
Yeah, Lance is saying a hiccup cure. Hold your breath and take 7 small sips of water.
That's exactly what I was just doing. I mean, not 7, but yeah. Usually I could. I could just keep taking gulps while holding my nose, and I'll usually feel the air bubble come up.
Nice.
Or I'll get to the point where I can kind of just burp, and the air bubble comes out. So
yeah,
but thank you, Lance.
That shit's terrible.
Yeah, it's such a pain in the ass, but it passed now.
Nice.
So, trying to think if there's anything else major this week that happened that is worthy of talking about it.
I'll give you a good laugh. I looked up the venue for NXT TakeOver.
Okay.
The name of the venue is called the Talking Stick Resort Arena.
And what is this for?
For NXT TakeOver next weekend.
Huh. Interesting.
I just saw the name and I was like, that's really odd.
Yeah, that's definitely a different kind of name. The Talking Stick Arena.
Talking Stick Resort Arena.
Oh. Talking Stick Resort Arena. Huh.
Okay, it's where the NHL team out there plays there and other various teams. So it's in a different venue. Than the Rumble.
Oh yeah, that's how it usually is. Like when they have like the big events, like NXT isn't held at the same building that WrestleMania is.
Yeah, no, it holds 18,000.
That'll be a big crowd for the NXT.
Definitely. Lance is saying maybe with that name it's on an Indian casino.
Possibly. I don't know what Talking Stick is, but it's possibly.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Reminds you of the ones up in Connecticut, Mohegan Sun.
Yeah.
I just found this out the other day. I didn't know this. Apparently, a lot of those people that own Mohegan Sun own a lot of the casinos in Atlantic City.
Cool.
I was like, wow, I never knew that. Not that I'm going to go down to gamble in Atlantic City anytime soon. Because trust me, if you don't go to the casinos, you don't want to go there.
Yeah, I don't gamble, so.
I do occasionally. Nothing like, hardcore gambling, but every so often. Just for fun.
I'm not a big gambler.
Okay, Lance is saying the talking stick is an Indian thing. When sitting around a fire, telling stories, the person with the stick gets to talk.
Mm-hmm.
That's always good to know.
Yeah, we learned that in school. Oh, we had a talking stick.
Yeah, see, I don't remember that. All right, Rye, before we get out of here for tonight, you got any plans this weekend?
No, not at all.
Playing video games?
Yeah, chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool.
No, are you still playing Red Dead or no?
Yeah, but I'm just, I'm playing a bunch of other things at the same time, so. It gets boring after all. Just they have to update, the game and stuff. Just doing the same shit over and over and over again, it becomes quite boring. So.
Oh, they haven't updated. They haven't updated yet.
No, it's still in the beta stage. So we'll see what happens.
I wonder, just for curiosity, how long it'll take for them to update.
It could be anywhere between a couple months and maybe up to a year. But I'd rather a finished product. I mean, like right now, you could do a lot of things. It's just you can't do everything. Like they haven't put in like other stuff. I don't know how else to put it.
I know what you're trying to say. It's just the game isn't fully complete.
It's no different than what you're playing in single player right now. It's just that there's not a lot of heists or like people want train robberies and all this other stuff, like stuff that's going to take time for them to implement in the first place. But we go hunting, we go fishing, we go fuck with people.
Lance said that the rumored time for them to update is March.
I've heard a couple things. I read their newswire that they put out whenever they put out a new one. I got friends who are in like this Discord server where they talk about all of this stuff. Like I know that there's going to be houses, there's going to be purchasable vehicles. Like a lot of it, I don't want to say it's been leaked, but there's stuff that's in their app that that they're able to see, like that if you put it through and look at the code in the app, that there are variables for houses and vehicles and additional horses.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it really does feel like there's going to be a lot of new stuff added, so it's just a matter of just getting there and getting it, and then I'll be a little bit more apt to play. But
Lance is saying his big gripe is too many people online want to treat it like Fortnite and just kill everyone.
Well, there are actually ways to mitigate how much contact you have with people, and that's what my buddies and I will do. Like we have ways to kind of just be far away from people. That, and we just have the weapons now that if anybody does come and fuck with us, we just go. Bro, just one poor kid today, like he came. I don't want to say poor kid. He came up from behind me and shot me in the back of the head while we were fishing, and my friend and I, for the next, I'd say 45 minutes, followed him around everywhere in the game, and we must have killed him 25 times each. He left the server. 10 minutes later, I checked to see if he had responded to my thing. I saw he was on another one, so I was like, hey, bro, why don't we go join this guy's game? And we did it for another 15, 20 minutes.
That's horrible.
We don't cause trouble. We stay away from people. We do our best not to. We wave to people. We're more than willing to share all of our, secrets with people. But, bro, I have no problem with hunting down people and killing people.
I hear you, man. Another quiet weekend for me too.
Just chilling at home.
Yeah. It's getting weird because I'm usually out and about on the weekends, but January's been a slow month.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining though.
No, you get to stay home, and you got a little bit of money in your pocket, hopefully, that you're not spending on wrestling.
Absolutely.
So there you go. You get
Well, and
to
I
spend.
think a lot of it is promoters are scared to book shows in January.
I don't blame them. Nobody want to come out in fucking January to go see a wrestling show. It's fucking cold out. It's January.
Well, and, snow and shit like that, because you never know.
Oh yeah, flights could be canceled. You can't get talent in. Yeah, trust me. I know all about that.
Oh, yeah. It could be a
That would
disaster. Good.
that would be awful. Oh yeah, I would say that would just be awful.
Absolutely. But on that note, we're going to get out of here for tonight. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, give it a thumbs up, all that stuff. And we'll see you back next week. Have a good night, everybody.
Adios.